Hey everybody, this is Vanessa from the Full Throttle family, and big shout out to Algonquin Equipment in Sudbury who hooked me up with a Can-Am Origin, which is the off-road version of the Pulse, to take for the weekend. You'll see a little bit of footage from me riding it Friday afternoon and Saturday. I had an absolute blast, so come along and check it out.
And that's it. To test out, make sure it brakes before I get on the highway. Okay, that's good. So I've got 68 kilometers. I look like I have one bar, so not an insane amount of range. So I've got about 30 kilometers where I'm going. Oh, make sure I can see. That's good. Flashers. Okay, the riding modes, I am in normal. I'll try off-road later. Oh, the horn isn't too wild. Okay, well, super easy peasy to ride. The kickstand touches my heel a little bit. Let's go. Sitting position feels really good. I'm looking for my clutch. It's not there.
So here I am pulling into one of our club's kids events. It was a PD day ride. So what did I notice on the highway? The bike felt super planted, no vibration of any kind, super quiet, no chain slapping or anything like that. Everything is compact in that drivetrain, so you don't hear any tick-a-tick-a-tick. Governed, I think the max is 127 that the bike can go. I got it up to like 120. Loved it very much on the highway, and now I've got people checking her out going, what the heck are you riding? Here I'm on gravel, and I learned pretty quickly that you cannot use the touch screen to change modes. Safety feature, of course, so you just have to toggle it with your thumb and press the big OK button, which I ended up figuring it out, maybe reading the owner's manual next time before taking off.
So it's 9:15, 100%, and it's showing me the range is 92 kilometers, so that's interesting. I am on the Can-Am electric bike. So
we're now the next day after a full night of charging. It was at 100%, but only gave me 92 kilometers of range. So here's a few bike statistics worth noting. The power of 47 horsepower. At peak, 27 horsepower continuous. It felt perfectly enough horsepower for my kind of riding. The transmission clutchless, which is super easy to ride, but can get a little bit boring in my opinion. The estimated range here, they have it in miles, 90 city miles. So I can tell you it was under 100 kilometers from my experience for the 2 days that I had it. Top speed 129 kilometers, that seems perfectly correct. The suspension is KYB inverted forks for the front and KYB shock, which is adjustable preload, compression, rebound, rear. Cool. It felt great for my size. Brakes, I don't know much about brakes. They stopped. They made me happy. It was great. The tires, I'm a bit of a tire snob, and I have nothing bad to say about these Dunlops. The tire sizes are great. 21 in the front, 18 in the rear. I'm talking about rims here. The ground clearance I found was perfectly adequate for this kind of riding. The weight was a tad heavier than I would like it. It came in at 412 pounds. And comparing to a KTM 390 Adventure, that is 50 pounds heavier than it full of fuel. And yeah, the touchscreen is actually a little bit overkill. It's ginormous, but it's worked great. The toggles work great. No complaint about that. So as you can see, I'm having a blast on this motorcycle. It is so easy to ride. I just had a smile on my face. It's just fun. I loved how easy it handled. I didn't feel like it was too heavy for me. I didn't feel like it was too tall. I didn't feel out of control on it. Of course, it is weird not to have a clutch, so you kind of are thinking about wanting to grab that lever that's not there. But I really only got a few hours on the Friday on it, and then just Saturday, and already I felt one with this electric little beast here. What I didn't like is that I was stressed out the entire weekend. I rode to the event with the charger in my backpack, and when I had a chance, I plugged in the bike. I plugged in the bike multiple times because I rode out there and I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to make it back home. So that is truly the only heartbreaking aspect of this bike, is that I wasn't even getting 100 kilometers on a full charge. So I'm not sure what the solution is. I listened to other reviews, and that's pretty much what everybody else is saying. This would be truly the best dual sport bike for somebody my size. I'm about 5'6", 150-ish pounds. I've been riding a few years, and this bike just felt so right. And if it had, even 200, 250 kilometer range, I could see it having a purpose. Just, light dual sport type riding, work commuting. And, it may still be worth it for somebody who just knows that they're commuting back and forth from work and have trails that they already, like to hit up and know the distances. But for any type of adventure riding, you just don't have enough. The cool thing is that you can plug it in at like Tesla type charging stations. It says that it goes, I think, from 20% to 80% in 50 minutes. So you really would need to plan your adventures, your rides around electric stations, which, it could be doable depending how motivated you are to get this bike. I just loved everything about it. Besides that, it's a little expensive, but everything nowadays is expensive. So it was comfortable. I like the suspension. I like the ergonomics. I like the handling. The price doesn't scare me away. Just unfortunately, the range doesn't do it for my type of riding, but it might for yours. Thanks for watching. So drive, and then you hold it, and now it's reverse. And then press again to go forward. I couldn't figure that out, so you have to be in drive to get the reverse to activate. Wow. Very cool.